People. Que pasa, sakpa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. First thing that is popping in the news, it is how a game of cat and mouse between the Popo and the cabbie downtown end up very DEADLY. The victim, 29-year-old mother of 3 children, Martina, Fernando, Naldo, OC Naldo. These are their pictures right here. This is the mother right here. So pretty much regular cab day, this lady was going to work. She take a cab with a couple other people downtown. Popo signal the cab for stop. The cabman decides, listen, this is based on information that I got. Me nah stop today. Me tired of the extortion by them Popo people. Disclaimer, whenever the Popo pull you over, you need to stop, you need to comply, you need to obey. If you do otherwise, the domino effect, the trickle-down effect can be very DEADLY. So anyways, Popo pull him over, him decides to listen. Me nah take no sorts of check today, so therefore, him press pedal to the metal and him start for blaze. And you know, say, the Popo them are go follow after you because them are getting them feelings. And them feel like maybe this car have some hot people, so therefore we want to check it out. We want to see why them run, where they there, where them are hide, and people. Justifiably so. However, people, there was an incident before, just like this, in which the Popo decides, alright, I'm tired for run them down, I'm going to blaze up some can in the car. When them blaze up the can in the car, a student was in there. That student lost her life. The bullet fly through the back, flying at the back of the lady, the young girl, take her away. It seems as if they did not change the protocol as it pertains to that. Fast forward, the chase, long chase, reach a FRANKLYN town. Based on information from people in the car and people outside, it is said that the Popo them blaze up some can, at least one can. Can I tell you when them blaze up the can? Was it when she was in the vehicle or when she decides to listen? Based on information, she also told the cabbie, listen, stop the vehicle and let me out. I have my 3 picnic them, Martina and Naldo, for take care of. So therefore, me no want nothing happen to me and nobody no dead for take care of them. So therefore, I want to make sure say me alright. So people don't know if she panic, don't know if she get caught up, don't know if it was when she decides to listen, may I jump out of the vehicle here. The Popo them, sister somebody a exit, thinks they are some sort of GUNMAN. People, when you are the Popo, you are not trained for things. However, under abnormal circumstances, people act differently. However, they should have learned from incidents before this. It is said that this lady jumped out. When she jumped out, maybe she got caught up, maybe before, because people in the vehicle say she hold her ears and start scream out. So maybe she panic when she get the can, she lose her mind and she jump out. When she jump out, it is not as if the taxi man stopped and let her out and she walked out very slowly. No, she chuck out and the taxi man blaze off, or he was blazing when she jump out. Me not really know. However, based on witnesses at the scene, she rolled a couple of times. Even it is said she never get caught up. Just from the injuries and the roll, she lost a whole lot of blood. Now people, here's the thing. After the Popo realized, say she roll out, whether them fire the can at her, they still fire a couple of can. Me no know if them fire in the vehicle once again or in the ear as some sorts of warning. However, what is very disturbing, they did not stop. Based on information that I got, they did not call any sorts of emergency vehicle, annex popo or ambulance. And then again, those are not even available to poor people. So anyways, it is said that a good Samaritan realized, hold on a minute, I know the bartender this, me know the lady. So that person, a lady, called her family who happens to be a taxi, a red plate taxi man, and them carry the lady, go to the place of recovery. However, just from the con, just from the roll, just from the impact of the fall, she did not make it. She lost her life. Not on the way, not on the ground, when she reached at the place of recovery. There was to be no sorts of recovery. Taxi man take away himself. Don't know where he ended up. However, everybody else come out based on information. Nobody else get caught up. Nobody else got injured. Very disturbing thing. When this occurred in the news, this is what the news said. The popo chase a taxi, a pro box, I think, don't quote me. Somebody caught up a lady in the car and fling her out. Them try to chase the cab, them not find the cab, them not find the driver. However, people, here is the thing. They made it seem, or that is their report that they filed, that somebody conned the lady up in the vehicle and fling her out. People, based on information that I am getting, that is not the fact. That is not the case. The popo reports seems to be they are trying to cover up something. They are trying to cover up for their wrongs. But hear this, people. Based on information that I am also getting from the street, the cabman in question, he turned in himself to the popo. He is presently in the custody of the popo. He went with his lawyer. People, here is what I am going to say. Had the taximan decided to speed off, all of this would not happen. However, people, here is also what I am going to say. There is a game of cat and mouse that is being played by the popo that run downtown, Franklin Town, Eros Circle, Dessa. Most of these popo, they are criminal popo. Most of these popo, they are taking bribe. That means, if the taximan don't have the proper paperwork, whether a white or red plate, them have to pay the licky popo them a thing. So therefore, this is nothing new. Sometimes them decide to listen, money I run, me gonna make a payment. Me gonna pay the extortion police today. However, when nothing go on, we are going to just make some sorts of wild CHASE. And people, this is the fact in this case based on information that I am getting. Now, people, in the news, it is said that, yes, the lady have 3 picnic. Martin, Martina, Fernando, Naldo, he is called. The news said that, listen, none of the father them now take care of the picnic. However, people, the truth and the fact is that one of the father contact me, as a matter of fact, the father for Naldo, the oldest boy we seen at the picture. Him say, listen, that is the furthest off from the truth. The father for 1 or 2 of the picnic, yes, them now stand as a man and take up them responsibility. He also mentioned to me, listen, right now, the family, they are grieving. Right now, he must say him have a next baby mother. And even the baby mother, when him called me, the other baby mother was there and he told me, listen, you see, if me never there with this baby mother, where me there with right now, the way me respect that lady that lost her life, Kalia, the way she is a good person. The mother have 7 picnic and she is the best of all 7. Not saying that the other 6 no good, but them just say, this girl was the perfect mother. This girl was a hard-working lady. This girl worked as a bartender. This girl, when the chase was going on, decided to say, listen, me have to exit out of the vehicle by any means necessary. She did not know that the choice that she made would have haunted her, would have caused her to lose her life. Whether the poor thinks they are some sort of gunman or whether somebody in the car take her out. People, the people them are grieve. The people them say them want justice. Me talk to people in the era and the people them are tell me say, listen, the way this hurt me for Kelia and our 3 picnic them. Me feel like say, listen, if we not get no sort of justice, the poor them need to watch them back. The poor them do some wrong things before, but the case are the woman that will lose her life, them wicked. Now people, here is the thing. We are all human beings, and to be a human, that means that you can't make error. You can't make mistake. However, when you make mistake, the right thing to do is to admit, don't be in denial. Confess to what you have done. However, people, here is the thing. Corruption runs so deep in the JCF that them know say, even when them do FUCKRY, even if it was not intentional, even if it's a mistake, their superiors, the whole body of the JCF, that badge in which they stand by, is a badge that tolerate FUCKRY. They are going to get the backing of the Poor Federation, the high hierarchy in the JCF, whether them do BS or not. And people, this is a case in which BS, no sorts of justice, because people, here what them a try to know. Them a try blame and say, is somebody in the taxi blaze up the lady and fling her outside? Now people, common sense would tell the normal thinking person with an iota of sense in them head. Why this taxi man pick up somebody and then him pick up a chase after the poor pull him over. Then him decides, say, him a go can up somebody or somebody in the car, I go can up somebody and fling them out for slow down the poor. Any rational person would think that the most likely scenario, whatever them call it, is that the poor fire some can and thinks a thief, or thinks somebody a try exit the vehicle and thinks them a go slow down by fire the can. However, when them fire the can, unfortunately, the lady get can up. Whether she was in the car before or after she tried jump out, people may not have the specifics. As it pertains to the cabman that them claim his cab, somebody can up the lady and fling her out. Now that him turning himself in the presence of his lawyer, we can come to the logical conclusion that, listen, yes, maybe him panic, maybe him just have the cabby gene where them feel like them not to do the right thing on the road, them not to obey the poor, him take for himself. However, when him realize, listen, this is more trouble than my bargain for, because now them a try blame me and say, and me or somebody in my car responsible for this lady losing her life. I want to give my side of the story. People, if this man more than likely was responsible or thought that somebody in his cab did that, him then put up himself and go call a lawyer and show up at the poor station. Now people, here is what causes cover up to get so deep. This cabby, I would not be surprised if this cabby gets missing. This cabby loses his life at the hands of the poor, because people, when them start the lie and deny and cover up, it seems as if them can't stop. It is an avalanche of BS, of wickedness, of evilness that continues. Now people, here is the next thing, and here is why these people are so foolish. Here is why a lot of these popo should actually end up in a prison because they are denying, because they don't want to take responsibility. Here is the thing. Whenever somebody get caught up at close range, my point is this. If this lady was in the car and somebody in the car caught her up, the splatter from her BLOOD would be all over the car. If this lady was in the car and then some sort of can go through some sort of glass, some sort of metal and liquor, the impact, the splatter would be way, way less. So people, Indicom is investigating. Indicom, based on ballistics, based on forensic science, based on the crime scene, them can determine whether the con came externally or from inner the car. Them can determine whether the popo is responsible or whether the cabbie that was driving is responsible or whether the cabbie had other criminals in the car will con up this lady and fling her out. People, here what I'm going to say. This, the reason and what the popo is saying makes absolutely zero kind of sense. Anybody with any sorts of sense knows that this is cover up, this is corruption in its highest heights. Indicom needs to come out and say, listen, after doing our investigation, after communicating with the crime scene popo, after listening to witnesses in the car, if these witnesses in the car even not going to show up because them afraid say they might lose to them life, are they going to then, meaning Indicom, say, listen, you know, say our findings is that this lady was not caught up in this cab. This lady was caught up just before she tried to jump out of the vehicle. This lady was caught up as she exit the vehicle. This lady also lost her life because of a couple of things, because of the con, because of the amount of time that she rolled from the impact. When she licked the concrete, people, this is wrong, wrong, wrong. Unless the JCF, unless Indicom give these people justice, the mother of this lady, 3 Pitney, Martin, Martino, Naldo, justice. If them not give the mother justice, the people them in the era feel some sort of way about the popo and people. It is not as if the popo have any sort of good reputation with a lot of these garrisons. However, people, me just say, do not expect that people are going to just let this one go by just like this. So therefore, if the JCF needs to do damage control, if them have to apologize, if them have to reprimand or lock up these officers that are involved, that is exactly what they need to do. Point blank and period. Now people, like me say, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos, straight to the point, no beating around the bush, staying on title. Show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. And people, remember, word to the wise. Whenever you are progressing in life, there's always going to be a set of vipers that realize that, listen, this person's potential is great. So in other words, these people realize that their ceiling is in the cellar, in the abyss of hell, while yours is in the stratosphere. So therefore, in order for them to feel as if they're up, they're going to do everything within their power to bring you down. Point blank and period.